Sorry about that, guys. I don't know how long OBS just decided it wasn't going to stream anymore. It's over here open, no errors, no nothing. I was like, hey, yeah, we're not actually setting anything, and the image on screen is whack. There we go. Jeez. That's what we want right there. Go ahead and install that puppy. Well, I don't know what you guys missed, but what I was trying to say is that when I build apps, unless it's something super simple, like I just need to test a couple of lines, I always set up a foundation. I don't believe in just mindlessly programming without any sort of design or rules or whatever the case may be. I have a Luna here, so I may get pulled away in a second, but it's critical that good habits. Good habits. I haven't put dependency and injection on the console app in a hot minute, so I'm looking up the pattern for that real quick and make sure I'm not doing something wrong. Hi, hello. Hello, Miss Luna. It's very hard to read with your tail in my face. Okay, so I was doing it right. Okay. So we don't have to do extensions. We won't go that far. What we will do is we're going to obviously declare new service collection. So for those who are maybe into programming but are new to programming, dependency injection is a solution to a long-running problem of having to instantiate all of your so like if you have one object, so if you're making a car, right, you need, come here, Luna, come here, baby, you're driving me crazy. If you're making a car, you need tires. Well, you need a frame, right? Then a frame needs bolts, nuts, screws, plastics, wires, an engine, tires, right? You need all these different things. And without dependency injection, you would have to define every one of these things, right? You'd have to define all the things that you need, every bolt and screw. You'd have to, tell the computer to create it. If you just have a piece of program called like door assembler, and you need, the nut, nuts and bolts and adhesive, the dependency injection will construct that for you. It'll resolve all those things for you, so that assembling class can just assemble the door, and you don't have to sit there and manually construct 400 nuts and bolts and 2 tubes of adhesive and all these things. It does it for you. You basically define in the beginning what the dependency injection should have, what, the collection, right? Collection of items that it can create, and it will create them for you. So basically it's like telling a 3D printer, hey, here's the nuts and bolts. This is what they are. Here's the adhesive. Here's the, whatever you need, glass, whatever, right? And then when the assembler goes, hey, I need nuts and bolts, the dependency injection construction for you. It just automatically happens. So when we're building a piece of software, we're building an application, it's important for us to have dependency injection no matter what. It saves us time. A little bit of code in the beginning saves us time. And people be like, oh, dry, or Yagni, you ain't going to need it, but it's dependency injection. You need it. Have it. Take it. Roll with it. Be happy. All right. Sorry. Now that my cat has got some love, has had enough love that she's tired of it. Sorry, I'm getting geometry questions from somebody in Discord. Let me find the perimeter and area of the trapezoid shown below. The area is, well, you would just calculate it normal and use the red number in the center, and that should give you your area. Luna, you are driving me crazy, baby. I need you to just hang out on the chair. I'm gonna lose my mind. So A plus B plus C, right? I guess the trapezoid isn't. It's a different equation. We're like totally going off grid here. Geometry refresher for you guys. Circles. So it's just a triangle, right? At the end of the day. But it's got more than 3 points. It technically has 4 points. It's a box, in a sense. A weird shaped box. Quadrilaterals, right? No, quad for 4. Duh. So, height times width. Okay, well. $21.2 times 26.5. That seems not correct. No. But I guess that's not true. Well, it doesn't work because it's not an even size. So we need to do a couple different things here. Yeah. Sorry, Frosty. I don't want to look like a math idiot. It's been a minute since I've done geometry. Okay. Anyways, so we're going to go ahead and do our service container, service collection. And right off the gate, we're going to go ahead and we're going to add a new class. That took long enough. We're going to do class. This class is going to be extractor service. Actually, let's see. User. Let's do user service because technically, you know. Oh my God. Hey, quit it. Hey, quit clawing the chair. Other cat's here. I can't do anything. I do this stuff at night when it's quiet to like have a moment of peace, and then everything wakes up. Okay, so even though we're making a class, we also need an interface. For those who were like, oh, what's an interface? I have an idea of what a class is. An interface is like I'm trying to think of a good example. It's like a contract. You're telling whatever grabs your interface. So you basically, a class inherits from interface. So almost think of it like a tensile, right? Or a template, right? It's a template, but the template doesn't go away. So you when you tell some other part of your application, like, hey, this is the interface for that class, the interface tells that part of the program, this is what the class looks like. This is what you can do with this class. These are the properties. These are the functions. They will not change. Okay. Open close principle. Open for extension. Close for modification. Right. Interface is a hard contract that prevents. That just helps keep the class in shape. And if you have a defined interface and somebody goes in and changes the class, or whatever the case, it won't compile because the interface and the class need to match. So usually it's the same name as the class, but you just tack a capital I in front of it. That's what you do. So let's do public string get file path, get directory, get game compressed directory. So you don't have to put public. This is redundant. They allow it, but technically you just do that, right? The idea is that we'll call that and it'll prompt the user, and then the application kind of hangs until the user input something in, and then this method will return the string of the path entered. Dispatch message. So we're going to do a dispatch message method within the service so that I don't have to do console.writeLine and do all the formatting. It'll do it for us. And then I think what we'll do is we'll probably actually do a void dispatch progress chain progress dispatch progress bar, and we'll do double progress, and then we'll do string message title string we'll do extra, and then we'll set this to string.empty. String. No, not string builder, Visual Studios. When I put string down, that means I want string. And I don't know why you're having issues finding string empty. This is, I guess, no, I'm dumb. We can't can't do optional parameters in an interface like a dummy. And this can be null. Cool. Sweet. This can also be null. And I need to figure out how do I enable this? Microsoft just sometimes makes things so obnoxiously complicated. Totally unnecessary, obnoxiously complicated. Oh, nullables enabled. Sweet. I find it interesting that this isn't complaining, I guess because we're an interface. Okay, so we have our service. Let's go ahead and we're going to inherit the interface. So now you see that we have this empty class. We're inheriting the interface. And you see that we have some syntactical issues here. We're getting some errors, right? And what this is saying is that, hey, listen, you're telling us that this class is to inherit this interface. This interface is promising that it'll have these things: get compressed directory, dispatch message, dispatch progress bar. I'm not getting that, right? Okay. So we'll just go ahead and, with the simplicity of IDE, we'll just go ahead and implement that. Now you see that it's resolved. It may throw an error if this is talked to, but the interface and the class can communicate. The interface can uphold its promise to the individual. Additionally, when you're using dependency injection, you reference interface. So type inheritance, and now we're getting some little complex. I don't know derive. We can go down that road another time. I'm assuming that some of you guys who are watching this have some programming knowledge, or may just generally enjoy programming. I don't want to bore you by going to like the basics and the intermediate and back and forth and just getting you confused. So with that new class, we can do service collection. We'll go ahead and we'll do add singleton, because believe it or not, we only want when do you want one user service to resolve? We don't need like 3 different user services conflicting with each other. And this will need some additional code, like some concurrency stuff, but for now, that works. So let's go ahead and we're gonna add another. Actually, let's add a folder here. User, and then let's go ahead and drag these in here. Yep. Update. Yep. Sweet. Let's go add a folder here. We'll name this one extractor. This is the extractor service. So a service is some sort of code, an area within a solution that provides business logic. I don't like the word logic. I think it's too encompassing. Handler kind of works in some sense, but really a handler is a naming for something that's handling requests. I guess we're requesting to extract. A service, though, is something that has a purpose. It's like the service industry. They're servicing you. They're servicing your needs. The needs we have is talk to the user, extract the file. That's kind of my idea behind it. And I'm sure there's other software engineers out there like, that's not what a service is in the solution level. But it's better in handler. And logic just looks stupid. Fight me. Manager. You could do manager, I guess. So the thing I'm changing from internal to public is we call it the scope of access. Scope of authority. So an internal class can only be accessed by other pieces of application within this project, within its namespace. If you have another project like a DLL, so oftentimes you'll have a solution with numerous projects. They all compile in their own little separate chunks. If those are internal, they can't communicate to something else, right? Unless you define that, and that's going out the gate here. Public means anybody can talk to it. So most classes are public. If I was abstracting this business, this logic, the services and the user classes and all that kind of stuff, and moving it to another project, I may have those internal, and then something that acts as a conversion or a middleman between the front end, which is the console app, and the business logic, which is the middle or the back end. Something that would interact there, and you may have that internal, but we're not going to do that. We need a concrete slab. We don't need like a high-rise foundation with steel beams. Cool. So I think what the extractor service is going to do is we're going to do string array, nullable string array. Actually, because we're not encoding, let's do list string, and we'll do get all get unpackable get extractable files directory and then now we need to do kind of the hefty lifting. So let's do task bool. Let's see, task string extract file string file so you don't know one. Let's do string Hold on, Mike. Hold on. Who decided animals were a good idea? I love cats, but they're too smart for their own good. Get extractable files, extract file. And actually, this is probably a task as well. So wrapping things in this task just means that we can run it asynchronously. Or synchronously if we want. Or we can await it and do it synchronously. Bleh. Let's leave it at that for now. We don't know what we're going to need. Let's stop there. Extract file. Actually, what we could do is maybe do task list string. Actually, let's go like this. Let's do dictionary. Let's do string. We'll do int. Do a double. No, we'll do an int. Okay. I think actually we could probably do. We know where the file is. We don't need to return. I mean, I guess that is changing. I don't want to do that. I don't want to use a tuple, but we'll use a tuple for now. Don't use tuples, guys. I don't like that. Let's just go back to a string. That's fine. We can do the size calculation later. This is Zoomy hours. Okay. Wow, is this am I broken again? Oh no, we're good. Okay. Sweet. Leave it at that. Let's go ahead and inherit our interface. You see that we're upset. Go ahead and implement missing members. I'm not doing that through that. Let's just use Visual Studios. Come on. Okay, I guess we're just, that's fine. Whatever. Hold on, guys, again. My cat found a cup of noodles and decided that she was gonna open that some bitch up. Okay, so we'll go back to our thing here, and sometimes we call this we can do scoped. Maybe transient. Let's do scoped. They're not ever going to be different. Cool. And then, so actually we can use Fluent API. For those who are maybe new to C#, Fluent API is like daisy chaining methods. That's very high level, dumb explanation of it, but you get it. We also want to do some logging, add logging, which I don't know why that's not working. We don't need logging. We don't need it that bad. And then the other thing we're going to do, and we call this DI purists, because it's a console app, because it's not a web service or something where the host is going to resolve it or whatever. We're going to do we're going to do another public class and call it we'll call it well, actually, I think we could. No, I don't want to do that. Well, yes, actually. Let's make this public. And then what we'll do is we can go public program. Nope. Why would I do that? Just kidding. I don't like that, but I can't think of something now. It's midnight. Bear with me. So a constructor in an object is like a method that it's the first method that executes when you're instancing. You type in new space an object, the constructor runs no matter what. Okay. With that, we'll go ahead and do user service here, and we'll do extractor service. So when this goes to get resolved, this extractor program service from the service collection, the service collection will go, oh wait, but it also needs user service and extractor service. And then we'll populate these from the definitions here, and then now we'll have access to that. If that makes any sense. We'll do user service, read only, extractor service, sweet. God, I love it. Thanks, IntelliSense. Okay. And then we'll do add singleton, and we'll do extractor program service. We should be able to do one definition. Yeah, why are you mad? There we go. Okay. And then what we'll do is we'll do a public method. Do a task. Maybe we just do like a bool for succeed or something task. And then what we'll do is we'll make it so we can pass the string args. We need to make this a sync. Yeah, shut up, I know. So now what we'll do is we'll do another declaration here. We'll do var service provider. Yep. Get our service collection. We're going to build the service provider. So basically, now that we've defined our service collection, we're going to build it, compile it into the service provider, which again provides services. Right? That's this thing about my field, software engineering, software architecture, is that there's such like a implicit usage of words that just sometimes they can be super explicit. Like the definition is super explicit, and other times it can mean so many different things, and like context matters, and even then like context of the context matters. That's like one of the hardest things about, I think, getting into this field is like learning to put the characters on the screen, fine. Learning the complex stuff, sure. Algorithms, design patterns, great. But you know, you'll get into design patterns like, wait a minute, these are sharing definitions and they can mean something entirely different. Most of the time they don't. Sometimes they do. So in my field, I like to say questions are free, mistakes are not. So if you're unsure, ask. Nobody should get annoyed with you. Unless it's me. If I could just get into work, I might be a little cranky, but I won't respond to you. So what we'll do is we'll do var program service, and we'll do service. Yep, there we go, just like that. God dang, IntelliSense is getting crazy. I don't think I need anything from there. So then what we'll do is we'll do program service dot start, and we'll pass in args if there is any, like that. And then what we can do is get a waiter, get result. Oops. What am I doing? Fat fingers some stuff. So actually what we're going to do is we're just going to throw this away. We don't need that. No. If program service is null, then we got a problem. Basically what that was explaining was saying that, like, hey, you know, you're asking the service provider to get the service for you, but be careful, dum-dum, because there's a chance that you're going to not get one back, and then you're going to call this and get an exception anyways. But I'm just going to throw an exception. So this is the discard operator. So we know that this is returns a task. We don't really care right now. We're just going to discard it. And actually, we don't need to get a waiter or result. So we're just going to go like this. Sweet. Alrighty. So the first thing we want to do is see if args is equal to null. It says length, but I feel like not equal to 0. Nullable. Okay, so if args, so we'll do 4. So, God dang it, telesense. Just making me hard, making my life easier. Args index. I hate using ion things. We're better than that. I hate so much nesting. I could probably... It's not equal to null. And args index. It's been a minute since I've done args work. Whoa, 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 we're getting crazy. There's no way that that's how that works. There's no way that's how that works. I don't believe you. Expression is always true according to nullable reference types. Oh, it shouldn't be. Whatever. We'll do args later. I'm gonna think about that for a second. So what we need to do is right off the gate, user defined path equals or user service dot get. Right? Sweet. So what we're doing here is that the idea is that if in here, if there's an arg that defines the path, that's what we'll set the user defined path to. If not, we're going to request it. And then what we'll do is we'll do var available files to extract. And we'll do extractor service. We'll do get extractable files, user defined path. I hate that. This shouldn't even allow a null, really. It doesn't. That's fine. It's because this can be nullable. But really what I'll do is I'll just pass an empty string. So let's go ahead and get rid of that. And then we'll get rid of this. The question mark just like, does it exist? Maybe, maybe not. Okay. And then what we'll do is we're gonna have to wait that one. So wait is just a keyword that says, hey, we need to await for this method, this task, this threaded function. We need to wait for this to return. If you have a task or other threaded functions, methods, and you don't use an awaiter or do something like a semaphore or something like that, concurrency management, it'll just keep going. And if whatever's in that method is necessary for the next step in the program, you're going to have to wait at some point if that's not completed. So it's best to just wait there. However, the great thing about a wait is that even though the program waits, it's not locking everything up. Cool. So now what we'll do is we'll do if any is available extract, is we'll just return a method. What we'll do is then in here we will do validate file. Validate files, extract files. And I think we're going to stop there. We're about 45 minutes now with the failed attempt at the first video. This is probably dog water boring. So I may come back with some of this pre-written, get rid of some of this boilerplate. And so the next video we're kind of getting into the meat and potatoes. But I didn't want to drone on. So I think we'll stop here. We got a good amount of stuff done. We got some basic structure done. We attempted to reverse engineer. We had a great educational intro on validating whatever the fuck you're running on your computer. Sorry, YouTube. And yeah, until next time.